Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm TechyPlayz. I'm back with some more Pokemon Scarlet plus DLC Pokédex completion for Shiny Meloetta. And in between the last one I did of these and this one, I did get the Slowking situation sorted out. As you can see on screen, Slowking is there, off the list. All is good. Alright? So instead of 6 Pokemon left before we start hitting into the DLC decks, we have 5. And 4 of them we're going to have to hatch. And I don't know about Arctibax. I don't have one already, like from another game or anything, because, you know, hasn't been in another game. I mean, okay. Technically, I could move one in from another game. It would have to be Pokemon Go, because that's the only other game that that the entire line has been in. So, that said, we will attempt to just get one, or like get its Prevo and then evolve it, and then we will do the picnic, we will do the sandwiches, and we will get the eggs for the other 4. At least we know what we're doing now. So we've got that going for us this time. But this shouldn't be a too long of a stream, because I'm not going to jump straight into the DLC decks. Like, I will make that an entirely different thing. I did it for Shield. I did a series, like if you go to my YouTube channel, or if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, go to my playlists, like there'll be a Pokédex completion playlist or whatever. You'll find literally all of these with Shield and Scarlet both, and when I get to Legends Arceus and all that stuff. But you'll see that Shield itself had its own like little series with numbered episodes, and then Isle of Armor had its own, and Crown Tundra had its own. I'm going to do the same thing with this one, so Pokemon Scarlet itself will have its own set of episodes, and then Teal Mask will have its own set of episodes, or an episode, because I don't know how little or how many I need from each of the DLCs. I know I need more from the Blueberry Academy, which will have its own thing as well. So they'll be separate, but they'll be together in the playlist. So like if you want to watch straight through, you can watch straight through. They're not going to have their own individual playlists, but they do have their own episode numbers. So like Shield had 1 through however many, and then Isle of Armor had 1 through how many. So like they're separate but together. That way, like if people just want to watch a certain one, they know that like these parts are of this and this parts are of the other one. So options, which are always good. So that's my stance on the matter. And I've stood here rambling long enough. But like I said, it's not going to be that long of a stream, so having these little chats is probably not as detrimental as I would think. So this is the one we need. I don't think any of those spawn in the wild, but we will check. Oh, it's a small area that must have a cave. I think we'll go for it. We'll check it out. If we can't find it within like a few minutes, then I will go and check where Frigibacks spawn. I do want to quickly check and see if Baxcalibur has a spawn. No. Okay. That's fair. But, okay, so it's here? I kind of forgot already, but we're gonna fly here and see how close we are. I really needed to pay attention to how close the star base was to that spot. I wish you could just, like, do it in the similar way that Shield had it, where you could literally, like, do the fly, travel, and all that stuff from the Pokédex habitat. Because it just gives me, like, here's a very vague overview of... Okay, so it's on the more west side of the... Okay, so I'm still in the right area. But, like, you can't really interact with the map. You can't zoom in. It just tells you that it's in this square, or these multiple squares in most cases, of where on the map. So you kind of just got to go back to the map and then figure out where from there you go. So it's like here. So I'll put that there, and there should be like a cave or something that way. I forgot you can't. All the maneuverability. It does say it likes to live in caves and is rarely seen. So it's not going to be, or it shouldn't be, a very easy to spot or very frequent encounterable Pokemon. But at the same time, like, it's only in this one small area that we're apparently going right past. So, wait. Okay, straight down. Just straight down. I'm not going to try to invert fly backwards. I hate it when, like, when you're flying and you turn your view around, your controls become inverted, and it's very upsetting. So we did not get the Arctibax, but we did find a Frigibax. So we will take what we are given. Because we're not going to go through the whole rigmarole of, like, leaving the cave, coming back, leaving the cave, coming back, and trying to make it spawn. When we have the Prevo right here, and I just realized it is a Ice Dragon type, and Rayquaza is a Dragon type. Dragon flying, so I'm in not a good type advantage. Very much so in a type disadvantage kind of deal. I just need you to hold out while I throw all the spherical objects at it to try to capture it. At least it's using a normal type move. One that recoil damages it, so it becomes thus easier to catch. So, I'll take that. Dark type move. Rayquaza, your chances of getting hurt are now, like, diminishing. Like, yeah, you're taking some damage, but you're not. It's not using any ice or dragon type moves. Oh, there's a dragon type move. Didn't do as much as I thought it was going to. There's the crit cap we want. That's a level 39. Alright. So we're gonna go to bag. We're gonna go to large XP. We're just gonna see what frickin' 20 of them do. Better safe than sorry. I got a bunch of the large ones, so I really don't care. Level 60. I think that's right, like, overshoot perfectly any potential really high level evolution levels. Now that I think of it, the level it was currently at might have been over the evolution level for the middle evolution. And I went straight for the Excalibur level and beyond. Teach it a move. I don't want to. No, I don't want to teach it moves. No, it's only gonna get worse because we're gonna hatch the rest of them. So all from level 1. I mean, 2 of them I can keep at level 1. Arctivax. Off the list. Put that in the box. That. The last 4 will be along this bottom row here. So go ahead and we will we're not gonna camp here. We are gonna leave the tunnel. Hello, Snow. I'm curious. Okay. So there isn't like another secret cave near here that I was missing? Oh, okay, good. That was a floating red stripe basculin. But, alright. Going to go back. Over here. I wonder, can I just picnic right here? Oh, it's just an open space. There's nothing else going on here. I could picnic there, no problem. Wouldn't hurt anybody's feelings. That's gonna seem really redundant. But there's better spots on this end of town, and I'd just rather fast travel than run across town. Hit the wrong button. Okay, now it's time to picnic, right? That is a very active Misdreavus. Alright. Let's make a sandwich. You know, it's gonna sound very weird, but I have wondered if a sandwich made with these ingredients would actually taste even remotely, you know, palatable. Probably not. But, I don't know. It might be, like, I don't know if it'd be like a shorts worthy thing. But like, hey, we're gonna do a real life Pokemon Scarlet / Violet sandwich. We're gonna do the only one that I've really made, other than the one that you are required to make for the Blueberry Academy thing. Because it does make you wonder if there was any, you know, actual thought behind these sandwich recipes, or if it was just like we're gonna slap a whole bunch of crap together. Hi, Ditto. It's a happy Ditto. I didn't talk to Misdreavus. Oh, did Ditto fall asleep on you? Well, that's not good for the egg making process. Wakey wakey, Ditto, you gotta make eggs. You have to make the egg. Actually, 2 of them. Then you gotta make 2 more with a swallow. I'm sorry. Da-da-da. Da 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 da. That was a little close for comfort. Ditto, wakey wakey. You have to breed. This is not time for nap. Did you make an egg? Awesome. Cool. Now we gotta do it again. But with Swallow instead. So the boxes. Picnic again. Oh god. At least they're more closely related, like, physically wise. Like, they're closer to the same species, maybe. Okay, they're both purple / pinkish blobs. Alright. That's where the similarities end, but, you know, I tried. Why is the entire picnic table? Let's say, like, why is it shaking? I didn't do it. Maybe. Between all the... Oh god. Ah! That was disturbing. I didn't want a third egg. What? No. It's okay. Fine. No! I didn't know they were gonna get that is the fastest. No. Yes. Okay, I need to pack up and go before they make like 5 more eggs. Jeez. Okay. The boxes. Here's the back. Put guns back. We'll keep Greninja out of the party for right now because we have to patch 4 eggs. I know I technically turned down 2 chances for a shiny Gulpin. I just realized that, because, as I've stated multiple times, that is a Japanese Ditto, so Masuda method is in play. So I probably shouldn't have given up those eggs to random academy students. I didn't want to go through hatching them, but I've got a little bit of regret. Because I potentially passed up shiny Pokemon. There you go. Get the mic. So I do want to bring up the fact that, like, I intend fully to get a Switch 2, by the way. I fully intend to. I have the pre-order reservation in. I will get an email when the pre-orders go live, and I will put the money in. I guess I'm not too upset about the eggs that I gave up, because there we go. Also, out of all the Pokédex completion series so far, that includes Shield, we have gotten our first Masuda method hatched shiny. Oh, that does mean that we got a pack to open, because that is technically like, and we hadn't gotten one all last episode, but 2 episodes ago I implemented, like, for the next 6, which at the time I had 6 packs. I would open one for every shiny. I got 3 shinies that episode, so I've got 3 packs remaining. These are of the pack of 4 cards from McDonald's from this year, 2025. So after we're done hatching, just in case there's multiple shinies, which not likely, but is a possibility, we will we'll open as many as we get. If we get 3 shinies, then like we're out of packs. If we get 4, all 4 of them are shiny, which would be crazy. I can't open packs that don't exist, so it's only 3 packs. There's our normal green Gulpin. To get the mystery, this is going. Look at that. Last one. Okay, so we only got 1 shiny, which is more than I expected, so... The thing is, do we want to evolve the shiny, or do we want to leave the shiny as a Gulpin? What does shiny Walla looks like? It's blue, just like Gulpin. Yeah, I guess we'll evolve the shiny one. We'll evolve the shiny one. You know, why not? But first, 2 things that we need to do. Put Grievous in the box. Put this Gulpin in the box. Put the shiny on screen. We will open our pack, which I've tried saving the package and opening it the more traditional. Yeah, they just ripped. Okay. None of these want to rip, or none of these want to preserve. They always want to rip. So there's not much I can do about it. Alright, so I won't look at any of these until I show the camera. So, and I'm not going to go full screen camera for it either, because I want the shiny to stay on the screen, and I want the video game music to still be in the background, so it's not as quiet. Alright, first card. Hatena? Yeah, Hatena. We've gotten a couple of those, I think, already. But it's not a bad pull. That I don't know what all is in the rotation for these packs. Okay, so next is Jigglypuff. Then we have Umbreon. Not bad. And then last card, which is the foil, we get Drampa. That's a very, very foily Drampa. Well, I mean, the Drampa itself is not, but like, there's so much like silvery sparkle going on around it. Like, as you can see, the Drampa itself is very like matte and very like just it's an ordinary coloration, but the entire rest of the background and the entire border is that foily, the foily goodness. And of course, like, the actual frame work for the text and stuff is normal as well, so that's cool. Always good to get some Pokemon card pack opening in a Pokemon video game video. It's a good blend of the mediums. But with that said, we are going to evolve these. So we're going to go straight into not using rare candy. We are going to use an XL candy on we'll try a single XL candy. See if that works. Yeah, like I said earlier, the move learning thing is going to be a pain. I didn't mean to back out all the way, though. Okay, before I continue potentially wasting my time, I'm going to quickly look something. Yep. Alright. So, I was wasting my time there. It does take a Dusk Stone. Okay, so now we know. And Gulpin evolves at level 26. Okay, so we'll just say that we gave it some levels for the sake of it not being a level 1 anymore. And we'll call that good. What we need to do is find ourselves a Dusk Stone, which I should have. But I haven't really used. There we go. I have 6. Awesome. Hello, Brandy. Welcome to the stream. Sorry I didn't see your message immediately. I checked back periodically and then was like, okay, time to focus. And then boom, 7 minutes, 8 minutes have passed, and I apologize for the tardiness of my response. But, okay, so Misdreavus, that we used candy on, now what we're going to say is solely for the purpose of not having a level 1 Mismagius. It is what it is, and I shouldn't have backed out of that. are going to use an XL candy on the Gulpin, which is a shiny Gulpin. Level 31. That's all it needed. How many moves? Did remove all the others from the list there. So many moves. So many. We finally get it. And our shiny Gulpin is going to become a shiny Swallow. Still a very disturbing Pokemon. But it's blue this time. I don't know. We're not teaching it moves. Go. Swallow is off the list. Which means the main game Pokédex is done. Once I move them into home, of course. But that's beside the point. We did it. We have done it. Get our home on there. We are going to cover that up. It is time to move them all into home. I don't really know if I've done this part on the streams, but it's a short enough stream that I feel like it's justified. That, and it's the ending of the main game Dex portion, segment, mini-series, what do you even call it? We'll move on to the Heal Mask, the Kitakami Dex, in the next one that we do. I didn't move the shiny Swallow into the box. I also didn't move Miss Magius into the box. I have messed up. It's okay though. We'll move these. We'll move these in. Then we'll go back. And we'll just remedy our situation that way. Plus, the Swalot's gonna go in a different box anyways because it's a shiny, and I have separate box for shinies. So we're gonna, once again, cover that up. By the way, when I was talking about earlier, when the Switch 2 does come out, I am immediately going to be switching switching things around in the setup to capture Switch 2 content from that point on. Because even if I'm playing Switch 1 games like Pokemon Scarlet, which you better believe, the first time I ever run Scarlet on the Switch 2, we're going to Tag Tree Thicket and we are going to test it. We're going to test the metal of the Switch 2's performance. It'll probably be like smooth and no lag and it'll be wonderful and everything. But if it's not, that's going to be curious. I'm like, what did they do to so poorly optimize this game that something that's capable of doing 1080p at 120 or 4K at 60 would still have trouble rendering that forest? I don't know. And then we'll check out I can never remember the name of the lake. I mean, I'm opening the game, so might as well check while we have it open. A lot of times, like that's one of the. Okay, I'm gonna have a mini rant right now. I am an advocate for having voice lines in Pokemon. I want spoken dialogue in these games. I've been wanting it for a long time. When I first saw the new Pokemon Snap, which that's the name of it. It's the new Pokemon Snap. I know it's not new anymore, but like that's literally the name. They did the same thing with the 3DS. They had the new 3DS. It doesn't make sense now, but like that's what it's called. When I heard dialogue being spoken, I'm like, this is a Pokemon game. It's not even a mainline Pokemon game, and they get dialogue. What is going on? But the reason I have a rant about that is a lot more people would know how to pronounce certain things in Pokemon, including Pokemon names, if there was dialogue in, like, spoken dialogue in this thing. Like, I get it if the nurse at the Pokemon Center doesn't have spoken dialogue because it would then have that person would have to record literally every Pokemon name because they now say the name of the leading Pokemon in your team and the rest of your party have been like healed or well rested or whatever it's called. But yeah. So before we go and retrieve the two Pokemon that we need, it is Casseroya. I don't know if I've ever spoken the name of this lake in my entire life, but it's Casseroya Lake. So, two things to do in this game on Switch 2. First two things I want to do is I want to go to Tag Tree Thicket. That is fan dubbed Lag Tree Thicket for a reason. Frames drop as you approach, and when you're in there, it starts to smooth out a little bit as you like stay there, but it's still pretty choppy compared to like the normal frame rate of this game, which is, not the best, but started raining. It's actually off and on raining actually outside, so I find that kind of ironic. But, yeah, so Tag Tree Thicket, and then going swimming in Casseroya Lake. Those are the two things that I want to do first in Pokemon Scarlet on a Switch 2. So, like I said, I very much intend on getting the Switch 2. I'm very much intending on capitalizing on that pre-order. Because I reserved it. I reserved a pre-order, so that means, like, when it goes live, I can be like, yes, I would like to purchase this one, and no scalper can do a damn thing about it. So, I'm, I'm, I'm good. Okay, I'm glad that Nintendo implemented at least some kind of measure for anti-scalper thing. They've got their own first-party through the Nintendo site registration for pre-orders, and you have to meet certain requirements that scalpers just cannot do more than once, unless they've had multiple switches that they've been sitting on with multiple like online accounts that have been active and played for like several like a lot of hours over the last like year. You're not going to find many scalpers that were aware that they were going to need to do that and have actually done it that many times. So I think it's good. Like, obviously, the most casualist of Switch players, the offline only Switch players, are kind of not also going to be into that qualification, which does suck for those who would, especially those who didn't get the Switch, the first Switch, or the OLED or the Lite because they didn't think they wanted something more powerful and they were going to wait until like the Pro came out, or in this case the Switch 2, which is essentially what we wanted in a Switch Pro, and it's practically a Switch Pro, but they decided to make it a sequel console. I'm I know the tangent has been going on. I need to put Pokemon in boxes and get them moved to home. I'll get to that. We are still not even an hour into a stream, so like I feel like this is good as any time to like speak my piece on this. But yeah, in all senses of the in all the senses of the word, the Switch 2 is the Switch Pro that we've all been like wanting as the pinnacle of what the Switch could be. The 4K docked graphics at 60 frames, the 120 hertz display. Granted, it's not an OLED display, but if Mr. Who's Your Boss is going to say in his own video that the LCD on the Switch 2 looks better, in his opinion, than the OLED Switch screen, I'm willing to be like, alright, that's actually cool. Plus, I don't have an OLED Switch. This that you're seeing right here is the LCD, like, first version Switch. So, it's going to be an upgrade for me regardless. But, like, with the freaking mouse control thing, that's cool. I don't know if I'm ever going to use it. I mean, I play the Switch at a desk, so, like, even I don't have to be like, oh, I'll just use my pant legs for, like, most of the application. I could actually use it at a desktop setting. Not most people aren't going to do that. They're going to do the pant leg thing or a tabletop. So, like, that'll be pretty cool. I don't know what games will have it. I don't know if every game will have, like, a basic cursor support. Because I know, like, in Pokemon, you can move the cursor here and, like, stuff like that. I don't know if they'll just have a mouse mode that you can cursor on top of it and select things, even in Pokemon, but that's beside the point. The point I was trying to make is, like, even though there are some people that were just like, I'm not going to get a Nintendo Switch, I'm not going to get the Switch Lite, I'm not going to get the OLED one, which is not even a spec bump. It's just, hey, here's a bigger OLED panel screen with pretty much the same internals. Not much of an upgrade other than like a nice contrast visual with a nice bigger screen. It's a little bit better, but it's not a better. It's not like a step up. It's not even like what most brands do for a mid-cycle refresh kind of thing. Like it's just a slightly nicer experience, like to your eyes, and that's only when you have it in the handheld mode. You dock it, and if you play mostly docked, you're not going to tell the difference between a regular Switch and an OLED Switch. Like it just newer components is basically I don't like last I checked like it's pretty much the same tech specs. So like same components, just like physically newer. Like this isn't a 6-year-old CPU. This is like this was made like this year kind of thing or whatever. Or at least at the time it was. That's a little bit rambly. That's not the point I'm trying to make. Is like some people were holding out for a Switch Pro. They're like, I'm not getting any of these three options that they already had. I am waiting for the powerful one. I am waiting for the Steam Deck competitor Switch. And it is here. It is the Switch 2. I mean, it's not here, but like it's around the corner. It's June 5th of 2025 is when it's going to be here. They're not going to be able to get it through Nintendo in their pre-order system. If Best Buy and Amazon and whatever have you, like for retailer pre-orders, have enough or don't get scalped up, they have a chance. But the ones that have been holding out and not getting a Switch at all up until this point are not going to have that pre-register, pre-order, push it, comfort zone, assurance, if you will. But someone like me, I was late to the Switch game. I did get the first version Switch, or the red box Switch. I don't know. The ones like the differences is negligible at this point. I don't even remember. I do not have the box. I lost it in a move. I can't verify whether I have an original launch version Switch or a red box, slightly itty bitty spec bump up Switch. Regardless, I was a little bit late getting it, and then I played Pokemon Shield. I didn't do any videos on that or had the ability to put videos up on that until like this year, where I went back and I did the Pokédex completion thing, which is on my channel. I have had an active online subscription over the last year or so. I've been doing Pokemon Scarlet raids. I've been mainly, that's pretty much the only reason I've had online. Doing trades and stuff like that has been a very minor amount of things, and you don't need Switch Online, I think, to play like Fortnite on it. And I haven't really played Fortnite or whatever on the Switch unless unless it was the only option available to me at the time, which has been like 5 times. Not yeah. In other words, this game right here, doing the raids, the only reason that I got online for this long, and it's mainly just been for content for you guys. If I hadn't done that, I would have been offline Switch player, and I wouldn't have had this nice opportunity to get first hands on trying to pre-order Switch too. So I'm thankful for that. All that good. As far as the hours played, before Scarlet came out, I had 240 hours on Pokemon Shield. So I've had time spent on this Switch. So even though I was late on getting a Switch, I still have played it plenty. And I need to save. I need to move things to home. I know. But like I'm on a tangent. I'm on a roll. Like I'm talking to you guys. Oh. I will toggle the thing away. Switch to Pokemon Home. I don't know. I'm excited about the Nintendo Switch. I know a lot of people have been like ranting and raving about the pricing and the game pricing mostly. It's like, hey, $80, that's a lot for a game. That's why like my pre-order reservation is for the bundle. Full stop. Like I love me some Mario Kart. I do wish to do Mario Kart content on the channel at some point. Maybe even do some Mario Kart 8 Deluxe before World comes out and before Switch 2 comes out. I would love to. But that aside, I'm not going to pay $80 for the Mario Kart game. And I know a lot of people are not wanting to pay the $80 for the Mario Kart game. That's why I decided to pay $50 for the Mario Kart game with the $450 for the Switch. So that's 500 plus tax and all that, whatever have you. But like the bundle is, in my opinion, the only smart way to get Mario Kart World. If you don't want the new Mario Kart, don't get the bundle. If you want the Mario Kart, absolutely get the bundle. No reason not to. If you are going to spend $450 on the console and then a month later or even the same week spend $80 to get the freaking game, you're wasting $30 when you could have just gotten the game with the console for that $30 less. There is no reason that if you want Mario Kart to not get the bundle. If you can't spring the extra $50 right then and there, that is very unfortunate because you're going to be paying the $80 or you're not going to get the game. I don't know if Mario Kart 8 Deluxe will run, like, I don't know if that's one of the ones that are going to be backwards compatible, like, immediately or even remotely at the time. I don't know the list of backwards compatible games. I know that most of them run. There's a list of ones that are, like, having issues online somewhere. They'll probably get that padded out and stuff before the actual console launch. So you're not really going to have to really worry, but like I don't know if any games are going to be excluded. I know that 1-2 Switch might, like the launch title that was basically like the motion control gimmicky thing with the HD rumble and stuff like that. It uses the little sensor down here. Well, the Switch 2 controllers don't have that sensor that we know of, that I've seen. So it's most likely that game's not going to be compatible. Unless, like, you might have to supplement it with the $50 webcam, basically, thing that you can get for it. I don't know. But chances are Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and all of its like expansion pass and all that stuff like that will probably be backwards compatible and be playable on the Switch too. So if you really just want Mario Kart on a Switch and you want to get the Switch 2, then you can do it that way. It'll probably be the whatever price it is now. That, or you could just get like a used cartridge copy because it's basically just boom compatibility, like same cartridge type. So if you want to Switch 2 and you want Mario Kart, you can do it that way. If you want the new Mario Kart that's coming out with the Switch 2, the bundle is pretty much the only good, reasonable option unless you just don't care about money. If you're like, I'm going to spend $450 and the $80, and no one can stop me. I was like, good for you, and your loads of disposable income. It's not what you call a smart decision, but it's what you call a decision that you can do if you have the absurd amount of money to do that with. That's, you do you. Now, where is my shiny box? There it is. Why are you in my shiny box? You're not a shiny Cubfu. You're a level 100 Cubfu, but you're not a shiny Cubfu. Technically where you belong anyway. So, there you go. By the... Never mind. That was not what I was going to say. Yeah. No, I lost my train of thought. That's fine. Anyways. This right here should be The actual, like, I have it. I have done it. We have the main game decks done. Everything should be all nice and dandy. I will just go to the home screen. I can reopen Pokemon Home on my phone, and I will verify that I have indeed done what I have set out to do. And then we will move on to Seal Mask. Yep. Paldea and Pokédex, 400 out of 400. It's not gonna. Maybe it'll focus? Yep. There we go. You can see the crown and the 400 out of 400. Just like that. I wonder if this wallet. No, they didn't log this wallet as the shiny. It's just the regular purple. Okay. That's fine. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one, guys. So, like I said, the next time we get around to doing some Pokemon content, it'll be for the Teal Mask DLC. So, I look forward to seeing you guys there for that one. So, if you enjoyed yourselves, make sure to show support, whether it be on YouTube with the like button, the subscribe button, or even the channel membership button. It's only $1 a month. You get a shout out, and there will be other perks soon. If it's on Twitch, follow is always appreciated. On YouTube, there will be links in the description below. Some of them will bring you back to Twitch. Some of them will be my social media. Both are worth checking out. And on YouTube, there will be video and playlists on screen for you guys to continue your watching journey on the channel. And with everything said, I will see you guys there.